Hola, and welcome to another episode of the Godfather Minute, where me, Alex Robinson,
and me, Andy Robinson,
we talk about the Godfather 1 minute at a time. Today we're talking about minute 162. Do you hear like a weird echo? I think it's my headphones are doing something weird.
Let me turn the reverb down, huh?
Okay,
Is this any better?
Yeah, lower that reverb.
Yeah, lower that reverb.
Too much.
Too much.
Can't do that.
Can't do that.
Anyway, minute 160.
Tell us about the minute, Alex.
Start over. Minute 162.
Did you introduce yourself yet?
I said I was Alex Robinson, and you said you were Andy Robinson.
Got it. Okay. Alex, e minuto.
E minuto.
Numero.
100.
Oh, sorry, you want it all at once.
Yes.
Now. 162.
162.
You got it.
162.
You got it.
All right. That means 162 in Sicilian.
In Italian.
Italian.
Mm-hmm.
They are different. Well, anyway, here's what happens in minute 162. It's the big finale of the baptism. We see Cicc gun down Cuneo. Who's the one he guns down?
Oh, no. That wasn't Cuneo.
Who was it?
No matter what scene Cicc is in, he has to deny what's being said. Oh, you're right. It was Cuneo.
It was Cuneo. Yeah. Cuneo. We see Cicc gun down Cuneo after trapping him in a revolving door. We see Rocco killing Mr. and Mrs. Barzini in bed.
It wasn't Barzini. It was Tattaglia.
No, what I just realized.
What?
And we also see Sergeant Al murder a chauffeur, a bodyguard, and the fervent anti-communist himself, Don Emilio Barzini.
Who's laughing now?
Yeah.
Communist stand-up comedian.
Who wishes he was a lawyer now?
Who ain't going to be drawing water from the well no more, huh?
So let's go through it in order. First we have...
Oh, hold on. I want to read my summary.
Okay.
Because, I write a summary, too, for posting on...
okay. Let's hear it.
Cicc kills Cuneo.
Cicc kills Cuneo.
Rocco kills Tattaglia. Mm-hmm. And Al kills Barzini.
Al kills Barzini.
What a minute, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Boom, boom, boom. No. Sorry. It's boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Then boom, boom.
Yeah.
Boom. When he kills me.
Hey, I'm jumping ahead to our bonus content when we do the Broadway musical.
Yes.
The timpani during the scene, anytime there's a gunshot, there should be a timpani hit. So it's like boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom,
I like
boom.
it. I also request that when Barzini falls down the stairs, it's like a break dance. Because he almost does look kind of a break dance kind of fall. But anyway, we'll get there, Pop.
Yeah.
First, we have the death of Cuneo.
Willie Cicc stepping up. By the way, that's his name. I looked it up. Willie Cicc.
Willie Cicc?
Yeah.
It's like a ventriloquist dummy.
Oh, no. That was no ventriloquist dummy.
It's called a figure. Willie Cicc. William.
That would be great. So Cicc used to be, or he is now, and at night he's a ventriloquist, and his dummy is a smaller version of him.
Yeah.
And so Cicc says, "Oh, so little Cicc, what do you think about taxes these days?" And so the gimmick is the dummy always says, "Oh, no, those weren't taxes." That's where he got his thing, that shtick from. I'd go see Cicc as a ventriloquist.
What I like about that is that it adds another buffer in between Michael and the crime. So, because you'd have to tell the ventriloquist dummy who would then tell someone else to do the murder.
Oh, that's great. Can the Senate get the dummy to testify?
They have a sworn affidavit.
A sworn affidavit.
A sworn affidavit.
So it was an inside joke when Cicc said, "Yes, and a whole lot of buffers."
Right, because he was referring to the
ventriloquist
dummy. They're like, "Can we get him to testify?" Now, we have specific... He's drinking water and doing it at the same time because it's like a ventriloquist dummy. Did you know Do we have Did You Know music yet?
Like we a jingle? No, what would you do? No, but our listeners could substitute. Did you know? They'll have to sing it over.
Okay.
The what would you do music? Or let's try it right now. Are you ready, folks?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we're going to play What Would You Do? But when you hear those lyrics, sing over it. What is it again?
Did you know? Or were you aware?
Did you know? Oh, were you aware? Those are the lamest lyrics ever in a rock song. Were you aware?
What would you do? What would you do? What would you do?
Anyway, the revolving door was patented in 1881 by Theophilus Van Connell. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Theophilus? I'm not sure.
Sounds Greek-German. Or Greek-Dutch.
Yeah. Greek, Dutch-Irish? German-Irish. So they were specifically designed when high-rises started to become a thing because people would open the door and their wind would go whoosh, gushing from it. It's called the stack effect, where the air pressure created by the tall building would result in gusting winds.
Oh, wow.
So they did revolving doors so that would keep them from blowing around.
Oh, interesting. So what you're saying is the revolving door serves as a buffer.
It does in a weird way. It does. And there's an urban legend that the inventor invented the revolving door because he had a phobia about holding the door open for people and specifically holding it open for women. So he wanted a door where there was no one to hold the door open. It was always theoretically open.
I don't understand that phobia.
What do you mean? Like
fear of spiders, it makes sense. A spider's going to bite you. It's creepy, but I don't get the fear of holding a door open for someone. Is it a germ thing?
COVID? I don't know.
Well, nowadays, but in the 50s,
it doesn't matter because it was an urban legend. It wasn't true.
Okay.
So that was not either. People said that's how it was invented, but not true. But it did.
Not true.
It is true that it did get him into the Inventor Hall of Fame.
Oh, cool.
Which made me wonder, who is the real Andy Robinson? What would you do, Andy?
Who is the real
Andy Robinson?
I don't understand. I'm really confused.
What?
What would I do? What?
Oh, you didn't let me get to ask the question.
Oh, okay.
The question was, if you could be a member of a Hall of Fame, which Hall of Fame would you be a member of? What would you do?
What would you do? What would you do? What would you do?
Are you going to give me a multiple choice,
No,
or is this
it's
open-ended?
free
Oh,
form.
gosh.
You want to go podcasting?
Well,
Do you want to go
our Latin scholar,
like
Peter Crotch from New York.
the goofy-looking Hall of Fame?
I'm already in for that. So did I tell you my wife and I are in the Guinness Book of World Records twice?
Twice?
I'm not kidding. This is a true story.
Are you guys those ones on the motorcycle? It's the motorcycles?
Hey, watch it. I was going to make a joke about that. So we were I'm going to get back to the Guinness Book of World Records pictures.
Watch it.
No, 10 years ago when we moved to Portland, or 15 years ago when we moved to Portland.
Jeez, time flies.
They're on a Cinco de Mayo.
That means minute number 5.
Oh, I got to go all the way back. Cinque de Mayo. Portland was having down on the waterfront a Cinco de Mayo big party, and they were attempting to break a world record, which is the most number of people wearing sombreros assembled together.
Wow.
And
what was the record, like 20?
No, it was thousands at the time. And so the first, what was it, like 3,000 people or something that showed up, got a free sombrero. I still have it. Nice. And you got a little card and you filled it out. So technically, you'd be on the roster. So we did it. We broke the record.
Wow. So you just did you have to do anything? Like
No, it was just we were there, and there was a representative of the Guinness Book of World Records there who was monitoring it, and they made it official.
So was it the kind
funny?
of thing where there was like a countdown to people entering and you knew how many you had to get, or was it just
It was definitely roped off, and it was a huge area downtown because it was thousands of people.
right? Yeah.
And so I remember we went in and just had to stay there a while, but it was during a Cinco de Mayo festival anyway, so people were partying and hanging out and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's
Cool.
the first one.
Nice. Did you get anything for it, like a plaque or a signpost or a statue or anything?
No, no. But Alex,
Well, did you ask for
But Alex,
one?
I didn't ask. But Alex, we were bigger than Taco Bell. So that was the first one.
Okay. Congratulations.
You can ask about the second one.
Well, it sounded the way you said it was the first one. There was kind of a pregnant pause. So, what was the second incident?
And I'm not BSing you. The second one was that world record that I just described was broken less than 48 hours later at a Anaheim Angels baseball game
Are you
in California.
BSing me?
I'm not BSing you. And so that whole Portland group, that record we had set, got into the book again as the shortest held world record.
That cannot be.
Because it was less than 48 or 24 hours later that Anaheim broke our record.
It had to be something more specific than that.
What do you mean?
Because in Olympics, people break records like
No, this is Guinness, the Guinness Book of World, officially monitored Guinness Book of World Records, official events.
so for not a sport related incident.
Yeah, and well, I don't know, but even in sports, I don't follow. You're saying at an Olympic event, multiple people will continually break the records?
I can't tell you any specific examples, but I feel like there must have been times where, okay, in the first race, oh my gosh, someone broke the world record, and then within that time, someone else
I see.
also broke that person's record.
Yeah, because there are multiple runs. If it were one run with everyone doing it at the same time,
Right.
that wouldn't happen. But there are multiple waves, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, that's what they told us.
But so I'm saying maybe for a non-sport, that's why I wonder if it had to be broken down into more of a category of like non-sporting.
Maybe.
So,
yeah.
So did you get anything for that one? To take your old medal back?
Yeah, we had to give back the sombreros.
That's why there was no signpost. Well, that's
great.
awesome.
Yeah. Why are we talking about that? Oh, what would I want as a record?
Yes.
I guess I'd want my old record back. How about you? What would you? Oh, or the longest fingernails.
Oh, well, this is the Guinness Book of World Records. This has to be a Hall of Fame.
Oh, Hall of Fame.
So, like, there might be a fingernails Hall of Fame where you could be the longest. You could be the centerpiece of the fingernails Hall of. Because I guess a fingernails Hall of Fame, it wouldn't just be the longest. It would also be like people who were famous for having long nails, or So,
So I do have one then. My friend and our Latin scholar Peter Carucci, we used to play in many bands together, and we would play these long gigs. There would be hours and hours, and everyone else in the band would always want to quit, but we'd want to keep going. We just loved it and got the energy of the crowd. We always schemed about doing the longest show ever, and it would be over 24 hours straight. And maybe that already exists. I think we looked it up, and it was about 24 hours.
wow.
Yeah, so maybe that's kind of fun.
Well, again, that's a record, not a Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it could be in the music, like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We could change it to
what
a
are the
record.
what are the Hall of Fame? What are they then?
Well, there's like Sports Hall of Fame, Podcasting Hall of Fame, Music Hall of Fame.
So it's no specific achievement. It's just
Like what
kind of a
category would
lifetime
you want to be?
Oh, right. So it's real generic.
Yeah. Like, do you want to know mine?
Why?
Do you have the bleeping button handy?
Yeah.
Because mine's f***ing. That seems like the best category. That seems like the best Hall of Fame to be in, you know?
You sound like Philip Tattaglia right before he got shot down.
Well, he actually he was one of the founding members of the Hall of Fame.
Wait a minute.
We had to assure him that if he paid for it, he would be among the first people considered.
What would the achievement be? Or what would like a lifetime?
Just be people who are have renowned and are like world famous for it.
Okay.
Or not even world famous, but just among experts, they're famous.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? So that's what I do.
All right.
Yeah.
How do you know you're not already on your way?
If I am in it, it really needs to be upgraded.
You know what? I'm going to nominate. I'd nominate you.
Yeah.
Except that they would they would say, "Oh, you're his brother. How you can't nominate him? That's sick."
Well, I guess you could testify as to having seen. Well, that you could testify as to having seen me.
Ugh.
Because that's how famous I am. I'm like Superman. That's why they call me Superman.
I'll testify, but only if they have an affidavit, a signed affidavit.
But only if I have a buffer.
Or it'd be great. They're going to give you the award for that. And right before they do, I show up.
Oh,
and then you get cold feet and you leave. And they're like, wait a minute, who is that man? Will he come in?
I got my own families.
I have my own achievements, Senator.
All right.
Well, we are way off, aren't we?
Yes, we certainly went on a number of tangents.
Yeah. I've got a bunch of stuff from the book, but let's talk about the movie. This is a fantastic minute, Alex.
Are you implying that the movie is different than the book?
The book is different than the movie. The book is different than the movie. The book is different. The book is different. The book is different than the movie. Yeah.
One thing I do like about the Cicc scene is the way it's shot, and I wonder how many times they had to do it before, like, it blocked out every part except for Cicc's distinctive bulgy eyeballs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you see the,
yeah.
and then the last thing you see is like his eye in the that is, not.
He looks like a madman.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. And the broken glass.
Totally. Yeah.
Oh, it's just a masterpiece of a scene. I like how Cicc gets the shave. And then even in this minute, right before he traps Cuneo in the revolving door, he's casually walking up the stairs. He throws a cigarette down, steps it out, and then keeps going up the steps. I get the impression he's doing this to relax or to get in the mindset of what he's about to do. Because then when he does it, he's clearly amped up.
Right, but like he's not like, he doesn't seem like he's nervous, particularly ahead of time.
Yeah.
Or at least the things they show seem to imply that he's not nervous.
Yeah.
He's casually smoking a cigarette. He's getting a shave. He's not like pacing around or sweating. I mean, you could say that maybe like Rocco seems more nervous because they show him like preparing and getting ready like carefully and stuff. Whereas we don't even see Cicc doing any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So he's just...
he's a pro.
Yeah. He's what they call a button man.
Yeah.
So let's see.
I wonder if the newspaper said, Cuneo died of multiple gunshot wounds. And then when Cicc was reading that, he said, no. That was no multiple gunshot wounds.
You'd say he died in the traditional doorway of that building. Oh, no, that was no traditional doorway. That was a revolving door.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of revolving doors and the phobias about them.
Phobia.
Phobia?
Phobia.
That's the plural of it? So a singular is phobium? So regarding the phobium about revolving doors, I had a similar, not a phobia exactly, but...
Phobium.
I think I used to live in... used to live in New York City. I might have brought this up, and there was a... revolving door in our building, and we had a doorman in our building, and he would push the revolving door for you.
Oh yeah,
because there was no door for him to hold open.
I remember
so
that.
they would reach in, and it was so uncomfortable.
It's awkward, isn't it?
It's so awkward.
Yeah,
because, and I guess they're like, well, I have to justify my job. I can't just stand here and watch you come in.
Yeah,
but it's like, just let me do it. It's the only exercise I get.
Yeah. If I want to get stuck in a revolving door, I don't want you there to help me out of it.
I know, I can do it.
You just keep going.
I'm like pushing so hard. Sorry, you're pushing the wrong way.
Yeah. Look, kids, there's my apartment. There's the deli. Look, kids, there's my apartment. There's the deli.
So the next death we see is we see Rocco and his friend bursting into the room and killing Barzini and presumably one of his many prostitutes.
Yeah, that's right.
So I gotta say, I feel like this death is the one I would pick out of all of them. Even more so than Mo Green's death.
So far, you like the Tattaglia death?
Well, I mean, I guess I get the impression that they just finished doing it.
Yeah.
So like it's a great way to have like your last act be that, and then you're like, oh, now I'm relaxed, and then it's just a second of being like, bah, 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 you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm assuming he didn't lay there bleeding to death for a while.
I think there were two guys unloading their
and
their
machine
automatic
guns and stuff,
machine gun clips on you, so you're dead.
Do you think it's a matter of personal preference? Like we see, actually, it's kind of funny now that you pointed out, we see 3 different guns used. We don't know how Mo Green, I guess, we don't know how he gets shot, what kind of gun it is.
Yeah.
But we see Clemenza with a shotgun. We see Cicc with a handgun, and I guess Al also uses a handgun.
Yeah, he has a policeman's service revolver.
Right, and then Rocco has a machine gun. Like he has the classic.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why it's probably better, because we know Cuneo like takes a couple of shots to get killed.
Yeah, he's stuck in there.
So
took paramedics 45 minutes to get him out.
Oh yeah, I guess another good reason to shoot him in there is because, although I guess they could just because they can't just like push the door, because then they'll like sliding him all over the place.
You know what? You should be careful what you ask for, Alex.
Why?
Because I think Cuneo also had told all the doormen earlier, don't come and open the door for me. I'll do it myself.
Yeah. I think when he first saw Cicc, that's what he was first yelling. He's like, I can do it. So the other question was...
to answer your question, I do think
What?
Tattaglia was shot multiple times because Mikey wanted assurances that he was dead.
I want assurances that I will be killed instantly and not linger like some kind of Barzini. When Cuneo is getting shot, like we said, it takes a couple of shots, and I purposely made an effort to watch past him to see the reaction of the people who are ahead of him in the door, and they don't seem to like turn around or anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that means they're just really bad bodyguards. Whether are they in on it? Did they know this was going to happen?
Yeah.
Is this sort of like a Paulie situation where they kind of told him, okay, listen, he'll be in the revolving door, and
Yeah.
So we don't know.
Oh, I get it. The symbolism of the revolving door.
Because
in GF2, Mikey says the people who work for you, they're not necessarily they're only loyal as businessmen.
yes,
Remember he says that, so it's like bodyguards could be paid off and poached.
yeah, and
But they didn't look like bodyguards to me. They looked like other
it could be, but
kind of men of power. Or I only saw one that I'm remembering.
yeah, but in either case, they don't turn around and react.
No.
anything
I was
like
wondering how Cicc gets out of there because he's still on the inside of the building.
that. Right. Well, he probably has. I'm sure he's a professional. He has an exit
Yeah.
route blocked down. It's funny because I think of
goes
these as all
down.
happening
that's
in the
why-
same building.
Yeah.
Like you could just meet up with Al outside.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Well, they are in the book. They are all on their way to the meeting with Michael.
Right. Yeah.
That would be funny if they. No, but they would have been well guarded if by the time they got to that meeting.
I guess that's another reason to think that they're all happening at the same time, because there's
Yeah.
different gunmen for each person.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
wouldn't want word to get out that
Well, how about the Barzini death? That's
Um,
a great scene.
wait, did I have anything else to say about
Tattaglia?
About Tattaglia? No, I guess other than feeling bad for the prostitute who gets killed.
The description of the book of Tattaglia's death is awesome. I'll save it when we do all the book
Just
stuff.
tell me now.
All right, I got to put on my glasses. I
Okay,
got to
forget it.
move the lamp.
So Barzini.
Barzini. So in this scene, Al first shoots the bodyguard, then shoots the chauffeur.
Yeah.
I think by this point, Barzini's running back up the steps. Al kneels, aims carefully. Looks like he even closes one eye to really focus, and then boom, shoots Barzini twice in the back, and then Barzini goes
Like a
rolling.
coward.
Yeah, he goes rolling down the steps.
Rolling.
Yeah.
Al fulfilling his lifelong dream of killing someone for parking illegally.
Well, he got the bonus too. He because he got the right to summons and kill the guy.
I wonder if that ticket was ever like processed or anything.
We got guys on the traffic enforcement payroll. Have that ticket expunged.
They might like a ticket like that. As much as I love I agree. The Barzini death is fantastic. It's a great stunt,
Yeah,
and because it's like a real guy and he's falling on his neck and stuff.
yeah.
I think the part about shooting the bodyguard and that part is so corny. I think
it does look a little staged, not as well acted, right?
Well, because like he
So-
shoots them and then they do that like, oh, where they stand up for a second and then fall. And then it cuts to that shot of them just laying flat
Yeah,
on their
they're
back,
just
like they're
laying.
laying on the ground with
Yeah.
blood. Like it seems too neat for them to have
Yeah.
just falling laying right on their back. Like
Yeah.
they'd be like crumpled up or I don't know. You know, like when you see real, like, I'm sure you've seen real crime photos at some point
Yeah,
of like
yeah.
gangsters who've been killed and they're not just
Yeah.
laying like they're laying on a mattress for crying out loud.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
yeah, it does look cartoon-like.
Yeah. So, but the Barzini part definitely distracts
Oh,
from it.
he's an acrobat going down those
Yeah,
stairs.
totally.
Boom.
Yeah. After all, we're not acrobats. I think Barzini's, whose is the worst death? Yeah, Mo Green.
Of those three, of everyone so far?
Yeah,
Well, we talked about how Mo Green wasn't so bad.
Yeah,
he was
Mo
getting a
Green's-
massage.
pretty easy.
Yeah, he might even be second after Tattaglia
Yeah.
because he gets shot and he lays down like a baby. He doesn't even see it coming. He barely has his glasses on.
Yeah.
So yeah, Barzini gets shot in the back, then fall down.
And he's clearly alive while he's falling because he's putting out his arms to try to brace himself
Yeah.
while he's rolling.
That
So-
might be the worst. And,
So-
and plus, Barzini had probably the best standing of all the Dons.
He's not standing anymore.
So,
He had the farthest to fall, is what you're saying.
yes, literally, yeah.
So
Literally,
yeah, I guess that really he literally
Yeah.
does have the farthest to fall.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of showing he's all the way up at the top when he shoots him.
Yeah, yeah,
Good shot by Al's part.
yeah, yeah. And I think Stracci, he was shot by Clemenza's shotgun.
Yeah.
Probably not bad.
Right,
Didn't see
yeah.
it coming. It was
Yeah.
a split second, next 12 gauge, boom, right in the chest. You're done. Mm-hmm. And then Cuneo, that wasn't so good.
Yeah, I
You're
think his is
stuck
the
in there.
second worst.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's rate each of these deaths. Barzini, you ready? One.
One. I didn't know if 5 was the best way to
Yeah, I
die or
didn't
the
think-
worst
yeah.
way to die. So, let's see what else I have.
What else
here.
you got? I got stuff from the book. Oh, you want to keep going?
Well, I just when it ends, also Michael's for finishing his. Also, I put the call out to my friend in the
Oh,
priesthood
yeah.
about either coming on the show or at least answering our questions.
Yeah.
Which, if you recall, were about are babies born neutral or are babies born chaotic evil? What alignment are babies born? Does the baptism change the alignment?
Yeah.
And why
That was
did-
in our bonus content last week.
Yes, and also does Mikey seems to be answering on behalf of Michael, Carlos, Reese, and is that part of the procedure? But
Yeah.
so when that all wraps up, I like that when Michael rejects all the pomps and when the priest is doing the baptism, you hear the water in the basin going bloop. I never noticed
Yeah.
this before until watching it this time. And then that's at the same time when you see all the blood dripping. So it kind of adds a nice little, what is like a tactile, feeling
yeah.
of the blood dripping, hearing it going, bloop, bloop,
Yeah.
bloop,
Wraps up
so,
really nicely.
yeah, really good shot. So,
Yeah, that's great.
well, so that's all I have.
You know,
about
when Michael was answering, if it's true he was answering on behalf of the baby, he
Yeah.
at least should have impersonated the baby. Yeah, I renounce him.
what am I gonna do? Am I gonna renounce him? Michael does sound like he has a bit of a cold in this scene.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that drafty church. So, what do you got in the book in Mario Puzo's original novel, The Godfather?
Well, first of all, we don't see Cuneo's death in the book. Does not exist. Well, it does not exist. It's not referenced.
didn't happen.
Never happened.
It was an illusion created by.
Oh, 10th level master illusionist Tom Hagen. I'm a 10th level illusionist, Senator.
You don't know. Maybe 10 levels from now.
Page 428. Puzo writes. So this is Al confronting Barzini. Don't forget, Al was already pissed off because his chauffeur tried to shove $10 bill down his blouse.
So, in addition to parking illegally, he tried to put stuff money down his blouse.
Puzo writes, Al started walking down the avenue. He had a queer feeling being back in... Oh, sorry. I got to jump ahead. Here it is. Neary finished writing in his summons book and gave the driver back his registration and license. Then he put his summons book back in his hip pocket and with the forward motion of his hand drew the .38 special. He put 3 bullets in Barzini's barrel chest before the other 3 men unfroze enough to dive for cover. By that time, Neri had darted into the crowd and around the corner where the car was waiting for him. So in the book, the big difference is there's a big crowd of people there, and he didn't get to shoot his bodyguards. This is interesting. The car sped up. So Neri got away, changed clothing. An hour later, Neri was in the safety of the mall on Long Beach and talking to Michael Corleone. So he was personally talking to Michael Corleone, I'm assuming because he wanted to personally let him know the job was done.
Mm-hmm.
So that is Barzini. Tattaglia. Okay, it did take place in a motel on Long Island. A motel, yeah. Of course, Tattaglia meets his end in a motel. So Rocco was there. In the book, it's just Rocco. It's not another guy. There were 2 guys waiting for him in the car. One kick sent its door flying off its hinges, and Rocco sprang into the room. This is great. Philip Tattaglia, 70 years old and naked as a baby.
Oh.
Baby diarrhea. It's cute. Philip Tattaglia, 70 years old and naked as a baby, stood over a bed on which lay a young girl. Philip Tattaglia's thick head of hair was jet black.
Oh, thick head of hair.
Yeah, but the plumage of his crotch was steel gray.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a little bit more information than I needed to know, Puzo.
Classic Puzo.
Old Silverbush. Like a ski resort, Silverbush.
Silverbush. That's great. The plumage of his crotch was steel gray.
That's why they call him the Silver Fox.
So I guess he dyes his hair, right? Is that what that means?
Or he dyes his pubic hair.
I need this hair.
He bleaches it.
Oh, man.
You know what they say, gentlemen prefer blondes. We're going to have to use that in the Garbage Pail Kid later on in the...
The plumage of the plumage.
Plumage. Beautiful plumage.
Tattaglia's plumage. His body had the soft plumpness of a bird.
I like he has plumage. He really is like a bird.
Yeah.
He wanted to wet his beak.
Rocco pumped 4 bullets into him, all in the belly. Then he turned and ran back to the car, blah, blah, blah.
Also in the book, the lady survives.
Yeah. They
Or
don't
there's
say
no
anything
lady
about
with-
shooting the lady, which
Yeah.
is really odd.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't notice that. Interesting. And then Rocco got driven back to the mall. He went in to see Michael Corleone for a moment and then came out and took up his position at the gate.
This is almost like turn it like a joke. So Al Neri goes and then he reports back to Michael. And then Rocco goes, he reports back to Michael. Oh, just, you know what I mean? It's like the same rhythm. And now we know Clemenza is going to have to report back to Michael.
Yeah,
and that's
what's going to be the punch?
yeah.
Michael.
We're waiting on Mrs. Clemenza to write the punchline for us.
We'll think about that for next time.
Okay.
So with the formula, would it be the third guy, Clemenza, who comes and Michael
Oh, no, I guess it would be
asks
Cheech.
him something?
Cheech would be the third because
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah.
this minute, those are the 3 we see do stuff. So yeah, Cheech would be the third.
Yeah. Cheech says, "Hey boss, I killed Cuneo for you."
Or would Cheech report to someone else who would report to Michael?
Oh, you have the dummy do it.
Yeah, you just let the dummy do it.
Let the dummy do it.
Whenever you have bad news, whenever I have bad news, I always have the dummy do it because always makes it easier for the Don to hear from a dummy.
What can I do? What can I do? You can let the dummy do it.
Look at it, you can't even see his lips moving. It looks like the dummy's really talking. So, what about Cheech? Does it have anything about him?
No, nothing about Cheech and Cuneo. Let's see. There is an interesting thing in the book that is not in the film.
I wonder who Luca Brasi would have killed if he had managed to survive.
That's right.
It would probably be Tattaglia because that would be nice justice since Tattaglia's the one who killed him.
Yeah.
That he would be getting back at Tattaglia.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Pre-war.
Pre-war.
Yeah, that's how Luca Brasi would shoot Tattaglia, and then he'd be like, offer rejected. Because remember, he was offered him a position on the in the.
He should always let the dummy do it.
Fredo, come here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Cicc with a Fredo ventriloquist dummy, like a little ventriloquist.
Oh man.
Oh, and he has Fredo. He does all Fredo's lines, like, I was stepped over. Drive the dummy to the airport. Oh, even the dummy steps over Fredo.
Oh, that's Michael's like, in the event of my death, I want the dummy Fredo to take over. I'm like, boss.
Go ahead.
You mean your brother? No, the dummy.
Oh, Michael, who's going to control the dummy? It doesn't matter. Just make sure the dummy.
Let me worry about that.
Yeah. You can have Carlo do it.
Carlo.
Even Rags or Sally. Even, what was his name? Wax. Who was the pimp from the last?
Oh, right. Was it Wax?
It was Wax.
That'd be a perfect name for a dummy. Yeah.
I'll have to look it up. All right, Alex, I have something from the book, which is not in the movie. And I'm not even going to tell you about it. I'm just going to read.
Whoa.
Page 426, Puzo writes, upstate in the city of Buffalo, a small...
I know what's coming.
Never mind.
All right, so let's rate this minute then.
All right, what do you got?
How many do you want to maybe for the audience's sake, you should finish that story.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Page 426, Puzo.
I'll just read for a little bit. I'll read like my
Okay.
like, my
I'll let
phone
you
for a few
know.
minutes.
I'll let you know when we're done.
Okay, go ahead.
Page 426. Puzo writes, upstate in the city of Buffalo, a small pizza parlor on a side street was doing a rush trade.
That's good. Good for local business.
Yeah, good za there. As the lunch hours passed, business finally slackened off, and the counterman took his round tin tray with its few leftover slices out of the window and put it on the shelf on the huge brick oven. Skipping ahead, there was a young...
There's like 13 pages about how the bakery
it's
runs
a whole nother chapter. Yeah, the cheese oozed off the pie, sauce, tomatoes fresh from the garden.
In the book, have you ever read the novel Moby Dick?
No.
There was there's apparently a part in the unabridged Moby Dick where there's like a 50-page section all about how the whaling industry worked.
Wow.
And that normally it gets cut out of the abridged version that people read in schools. So that's this would be a whole thing about the pizza parlor, even though it had no lasting impact on the.
Well, if anyone's going to do it, Puzo's going to.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. The plumage of pepperoni on the pie.
He got paid by the word, and they got paid by the word and the size of the vagina is described.
Yeah, and the grayness of the plumage of the crotch.
You can always tell. You can always tell Puzo when he's describing something around that genital area. So it's like pubic hair or the size of their sexual organs. It's classic Puzo.
Did you say before that's why they call Tattaglia a silver fox or a silver crotch?
Oh, I said silver fox, but that's good too. Silver fox. I do a lot of silver foxing.
Hey, maybe he'll get into the world record. Maybe he'll get into all the Hall of Fame.
If he's assured that if he goes through with it, he'd get in, he would gladly try to go for that record.
Yeah. All right. Puzo writes, there was a young, tough-looking man standing there. The man said, "Give me a slice." The pizza counterman took his...
Give me a slice.
The pizza counterman took his wooden shovel and scooped one of the cold slices. You're right, he does go into this into the oven to warm it up. The customer, instead of waiting outside, decided to come through the door and be served. The store was empty now. The counterman opened the oven and took out the hot slice and served it on a paper plate. But the customer, instead of giving the money for it, was staring at him intently. "I hear you got a great tattoo on your chest," the customer said. "I can see the top of it over your shirt. How about letting me see the rest of it?" The counterman froze. He seemed to be paralyzed. "Open your shirt," the customer said. The counterman shook his head. "I got no tattoo," he said in heavily accented English. "That's the man who works at night."
He comes in on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
The customer laughed. It was an unpleasant laugh, harsh, strained. Oh my God, that was exactly harsh and strained. Nice job.
Thanks.
Come on, unbutton your shirt. Let me see. It's getting a little creepy.
I know, it's weird.
The counterman started backing toward the rear of the store, aiming to edge around the huge oven. But the customer raised his hand above the counter. There was a gun in it. He fired. The counterman raised one of his arms feebly as if to protect himself. The gunman said, Fabrizio, Michael Corleone sends you his regards. Dun, dun, dun. You remember Fabrizio, Alex?
Sure, he was the one who blew up the car.
Yeah.
He killed Apollonia.
Yeah, he did. He extended the gun so that it was only a few inches from the counterman's skull and pulled the trigger.
I'm disappointed they didn't include that.
Yeah, it is in one of the deleted scenes, but I thought
Yeah.
it would have been cool in the movie.
Do you think at that point people would have just forgotten, like would have been like, wait, who was that? Oh, that was the guy from Sicily.
Oh, I don't know. I really wonder why they cut it out. We'll have to do some research.
I mean, I guess the movie's 3 hours long, so I'm sure at some point, like
Yeah.
the studio was like, you have to cut stuff out. And
yeah, and that truly was a vendetta as opposed to family business. You know what I mean?
Right.
It didn't further it didn't give the Corleone's family more strength.
No, but I did think it would show Michael's attention to detail that he would, and that he would hold that grudge all this time about Apollonia.
Yeah.
It would have been a nice like closure to the you like the Beatles, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know that song Penny Lane? Mm-hmm. And you know that I know you know that in the original British mono mix, it doesn't have, it has an extra da, 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 at the end.
Yeah.
And that's what it would have felt like. When I listen to Penny Lane now and I don't hear that extra thing to kind of close it up, that's what it feels like. It's like that lack of closure.
Interesting.
So
You can't unhear it.
I can't unhear it. So now whenever I watch the movie, I'm like, oh, this is the scene with Fabrizio. Oh, wait.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen it enough to think of it every time I watch this sequence.
No,
of
I don't think
murders.
I've ever seen it incorporated into the movie, like in the like the Godfather epic or anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we should watch that sometime straight through.
maybe when we finish this, if we finish this, maybe as a thank you to our Patreons, we'll do just a Godfather commentary track.
Yeah, that would be fun.
The epic.
Oh, the epic one.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see if we get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've kind of missed the Fabrizio.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anything else in the book?
That's all I got.
How much?
Oh, except that it's 2 minutes from now that Mikey catches himself the fish.
Well, I was going to say, how many minutes is it until Tessio?
It's 2 minutes out.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you got to get cracking. I said I was going to write you those Hyman Roth lyrics. So
Yeah,
I'll
we're going to do a rap, right?
We're
Are we
gonna do-
going to do the rap duel?
a rapping duel.
Yeah.
Always 2 raps there are. So let's rate this minute.
All right, I got mine.
All right, I'm ready.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Pop goes the weasel.
Bigger than you were steel. Bigger than you were steel. Take an obscure Godfather line. That's what they sample, right? That's, you know what? That I'm not going to.
Obscure line?
It's not top 10.
Ooh. You're talking about just GF2 or GF1?
The whole universe.
You know what we're gonna have to do once we get to the end of this movie? You and I, as for bonus content, will do our list of the top. Each do the top 5 lines of we think in Godfather.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I guess you'll do
Our
that during the
favorites
credits,
or the most commonly known.
we'll do that during the personal. We'll do it during the credits because there's not much else to talk
Yeah,
about.
good
So we'll
idea.
just do personal favorites, not like,
Okay.
Because we've obviously argued in the past about what.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So.
So it's in 2 minutes. We haven't played the song yet. Should we play it?
Yeah, let's play it.
And then we can just go right into the bonus content.
Sure,
This could be our
let's-
outro music.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Until next time, I do renounce them.
You had a plan, and it was perfect. time to go to Brooklyn, the last place that you can hang your hat. All the arrangements have been made, arrangements to find the rat. I can't do it, Sally, not this time, Sally. It's a chance my client cannot take. No, I can't do it, Sally, not this time, Sally. Not even for old time's sake. Don't be sad now, it's only business. And it comes right from the dawn. You're a fish on a hook, but look on the bright side. Soon you'll be a cop on a hit sitcom. I can't do it, Sally,